Dear Melissa, I'm growing a product team at an SMB SaaS company. We've got developers who have a team structure on their end. Devs report into lead devs, report into engineering managers. The product structure, however, is still to build. Other than a product manager, what position do you recommend going with first? Thanks in advance. So here it really depends on what you need. There's a few places to start. First, if you want to think about the traditional career path for product managers, it looks like something like this. We usually have an associate PM who is brand new to the role, has no experiences, who's very junior. And then above them would be a product manager, then a senior product manager. And in some very large places, mostly enterprises, will have a principal PM. And that's a landscape of individual contributor product managers. All of those people are not necessarily reporting into each other. Don't think of that as a ladder. It's just different seniorities of product managers who are individual contributors. They would report into usually a director of product management, or in a smaller company, a VP of product management. And then the larger the company, you probably have a chief product officer on top. Now, you're in a really tiny company, SMBs here, so you don't need all of that. But what you do want to think about is when you start scaling out your product management team, when do things break? So if all the product managers, all the ICs are reporting into you, which is typical, that's what you want, usually around 8 people reporting into you is when it's a little too much to handle. That's when you want to think about another level. And that's usually where people bring in directors in an SMB business. So you would have directors reporting into you and then individual contributor product managers reporting into the director. Now, at this time too, you may need just like a senior individual contributor product manager, somebody who's done it before, somebody who can get stuff done. That might be a way that you can go. Or you might need some help between you and the IC product managers to help evenly distribute that. Some people call this director level that I'm talking about a group product manager. I don't have big designs over whether we call it director or group PMs, but I don't think you need both in a SMB business. In very large enterprises, sometimes I see like group PMs roll into directors, but typically that's a little bit overkill. So I like to think of this as the manager of product managers. That's what I call a director. So let's go with that. Now, in a small company too, you might not necessarily need another product manager. You might need somebody outside of product management. Do you have a user researcher? Is that what is slowing down the team and would allow them to be unlocked more, to go faster and get more insights about your customers? Do you have UX designers, or are the product managers doing double duty here? What about data analysts? Don't think just of, do I need another product manager, but what is the work that needs to go around? And what are we efficient on? What are we not efficient on? And what do I need to add from there? That's where I would start, get a lay of the land of what your roadmap's going to look like, what your people are going to look like for the next year, and then try to figure out what's the most appropriate role. I hope that helps.